First of all, it's great to be back. I'm excited about the season ahead. Being my second year with the group, there is definitely a comfort level. I understand how all of them, work and how they worked with one another. Last year, did not know that. It was. It wasn't a surprise that I knew how competitive the group was, coaching against them, some of their players for a few years back. But I'm excited about the group. We have a lot of good players coming back. The continuity that we have this summer from the guys that we've signed back long term, it's great. John Wall is one of the best players in basketball. Last year, I thought he made a big step, not only on the court, but leadership. That's not always easy to do. But I think now you can really talk about him as being in the MVP conversation. He has that type of ability. He has that type of game, and I think he's had a great summer of improving. I think it's a great thing. I look at things, I know that people have said that, but we've added a lot of important pieces for a long term. John is with us for a lot of years. Bradley, we signed him to a long-term. Otto to a long-term. We got a lot of good players coming back into their prime, if not even into their prime. Brad and Otto, I think, are only 24 years old. So the future's bright. We have to just continue to play the brand of basketball we want to play, unselfish basketball, and we definitely have to improve in a lot of areas. But I like what we've done this summer. As you can see around the league, it's not always easy to sign your best players back. I've had the situation myself, and as you go around the league and you see that. So John, to commit to us is great. It tells you that how he feels about the organization, about the city and the fans that he has here. But it's a big part of what we did this summer. I think Ernie and I, we share the same vision, keeping our best players together. I think that helps you win basketball games. It's not the only factor. Those players have to be good players to come back. You just don't want to just sign anybody to contracts. But I think with our guys that we've signed back, I'm excited to coaching them for another year, and we're looking forward to continue to improve together as a group. Well, it's not the ideal situation when you have one of your starting players out for an extended period of time with surgery, but that's just part of the game. You have to have that next man mentality which we have, and it's going to open up opportunities for guys to step up. We have versatility. We have depth. We can go in many different directions. We can go small. We can throw Kelly in there. We can throw Jason in there. Mike Scott we can put in there. But there's a lot of players that we can throw into the mix. We will miss them, but I feel confident in the group. The thing that we will always do and that mindset we always will have is the no excuse mentality. We had it last year, even when we had a tough start. We didn't point fingers. We didn't blame it on anybody. We didn't feel sorry for ourselves. We just kept doing our job, and I think that's a good approach to have. He will be back soon. Don't know when, but he will be back. He's definitely, we've done it last year, and we were pretty successful with Otto playing the 4. But that is something we will consider. But you don't want to overextend guys' minutes. We're going to be cognizant of all of our guys' minutes, and we want them to feel fresh throughout the season. And our staff, they've done an incredible job of informing me when players and the players' workload. We spent a lot of time over the summer to get better, and even better than what we were last year. But Otto's definitely has the ability to play 4. The league is so much more. It's a smaller league in a lot of different spots. So, in the 80s or 90s, Otto at the 4 would probably not have been a decision. But now, with all the shooting 4s out there, I think he can step in and play that role, whether we need him to start at that position or come out or be that position throughout the game. But we have some options. Like I said, we have a few guys that step in for Keith until he gets back. We're excited to add the pieces that we added this off season. Jody Meeks is one of the best shooters in the game. You know, he's had some unfortunate injuries the last few years. Hopefully, we can keep him healthy and on the court. If you can do that, he spaces the floor as well as anybody in the league. He's a 40% three-point shooter, and he can knock down 4 or 5 in a quarter. And then we added also Tim Frazier, who is I consider as tough as a competitor as there is in the league. Small in size, but he has a big heart. I've been around him all summer. He's been back, so they're going to be battling for minutes. And then Thomas has made another jump in his game. He's been with his national team most of the summer, so I've seen him on film, but I haven't seen him live yet. But he is here and ready to go. And there's other guys. There's always guys that step up and surprise you. You know, we have some spots that are available that people are going to be fighting for, and then minutes are going to be fought for during training camp. So we're excited with the group that we have. Well, I think when I look at our group, I focus on developing all of them. And no matter how old you are, how many years you play in the league, I still think you can get better. And we have some tested veterans that have been through a lot of playoff series. And I think those guys are going to continue to improve. But our younger guys, we're always about developing players. And it's always about doing your job every day. You know, incremental gains is so important in this league. And with our young players, our staff, I'm very confident and I'm very excited to be back with our staff and working with our players. But we got a lot of young guys that can take another step up. Kelly Oubre is 21 years old, going into his 3rd year. I think he's had a great summer. I'm excited to see that improvement on the court with our group, you know, over training camp into the start of the regular season. Well, I think a lot of times defensively, he could be one of the best in the league, and he's shown that in the past. And going forward, he needs to continue to improve in that area. But as a group, we need to continue to improve. There's so many scoring point guards in this league, and so many offensive teams are designed for guards to get buckets and for the court to be wide open. So pick and roll defense is not just the guy who's guarding the ball. You got to have 4 other guys in the right position. 4 other guys are committed and knowing what to do and knowing when to be, knowing where to be on the floor. But so I look at our defense as a whole. But it's important that all of our guys are committed to being better defenders. But John, like I said, he could be MVP conversation with his ability to lead our group offensively and defensively. He's strong, athletic, dynamic. He does a lot of great things for our team, and he's going to continue to do that. He's just entering his prime of his career. Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I think March has done a great job of being consistent in this league, and that's not always easy to do. You look at players' career, and you don't find the consistency that he brings. He's a double-double. And, you know, Jan, he had unfortunate injuries last year. But prior to that, he's been pretty healthy throughout his career. They both complement one another very well. One's more of a defensive-minded center, and one is more of an offensive-minded center. But I think we need them both to play well for us to have success. And both are about winning. And until they tell me different, I have a lot of respect for both because they care about winning and they focus on winning basketball games. The position has changed. It has changed, but Marge is one of the best, and Jan, they're one of the best screen setters in the league, and that's a job that's so important that gets no respect and it gets no love because there's nothing to it on paper. There's no stat other than we keep it ourselves if you set a good screen, but he helps us score. Both of them do with their ability to set good screens and roll out of it and finish around the rim.